I'll start with the excitement that we have of getting on a bus tomorrow, driving across town, and having a big game with University of San Diego. Uh, a program that we know well, and vice versa. Our kids play with and against one another in the summer. Uh, we're hopeful that we'll have a big contingent of San Diego State fans. And we've always, when we've gone, especially when we've gone over there, had exciting, close games. I would anticipate, regardless of what anybody else might say, more of the same tomorrow. We will be ready to play, and we will need to be engaged from the beginning and play well. And I think that we will. And we're going to need guys like James Rahon to do what he does best, step up and not only make open shots, which he can do with the best of them, but guard the way we have been guarding. And so we're excited. We're excited to be playing. This will be our last game before a welcome break leading into finals, which our kids are already starting to prepare for. So we got to make sure that we're not getting ready for finals tomorrow, that we're ready to play San Diego. Anything for James?
James, your reaction? You've been around this competition now for a little bit. What do you think?
Well, San Diego's and San Diego State are always a great rivalry. We're very familiar with each other. Like Coach said, we play with each other during the summer. So I'm expecting another great battle like years past. So we're looking forward to this game.
Were you recruited by USD?
Yes, I was.
What made you come here?
I was really comfortable with Coach Fisher. Recruited me a lot in high school, and just felt comfortable here better than any other place. So.
James, are you pretty happy with the accomplishments the team's made so far this season?
Absolutely. We're 8-2. Can't really complain. We're playing well, and we hope to just building from there.
What goes on in the locker room that Coach says to you where you're at?
Coach is always just telling us give our best effort, and everything should be all right. So we go out there on the court, giving 110%, and it's been fortunate to work out for us this year.
I think one thing that's been kind of dismissed a little bit is the fact that James hurt his foot, and all of us thought he had a broken foot. Right before we opened, the Wednesday before we opened, he missed our first 3 home games, found out it wasn't broken, but he had a bad foot, and it's still not 100%. And for him to come back and compete and never complain and never use that as a crutch for anything speaks volumes for James, and I think also for the disposition of our team. We want results like everybody. Nobody cares if you've got aches and pains. But he truly had and still has a foot injury that could have shelved him for a whole lot longer than the first 3 games.
Steve, you're 8-2. Where do you rank yourselves? Do you feel as being a mid-major right now at this point?
I'm sorry?
Where do you consider yourself as a mid-major right now, in the topper portion of that pack at this point?
I don't even get into categorizing mid-major or rankings for that matter. I would say this, and this will sound egotistical. I think we're the best program on the West Coast. So I don't know what that means for major, mid-major, high major, low major, no major. But I think we're the best program on the West Coast. If you walk into our building, we have an atmosphere that a lot of the Pac-12 schools would cry to have with the crowds that we've got and the success that we've had. So we just want to keep winning. and we let one get away against Creighton. So we want to find a way to get a win.
All right. Do you think you should be ranked now?
You asking me or James?
Well, both of you.
I'll let James answer it first.
I don't really worry about that. Like Coach said, we just focus on playing our game. If we win, the accolades will come to us. So all we really care about is winning.
Well, no matter what you think of polls, and a lot of people don't think much of them, there is a certain stature to it.
No question. I read in the New York Times today, a little bit like us last year. Harvard, first time in maybe since they cut the thing out of the peach basket that they have been ranked. And I'm happy for Tommy Amaker. They had one good win over Florida State. I'm happy for him. I think that we have a program, and I said this yesterday. I truly don't look at it, but then when everybody starts talking about it, I looked at it. And I'm like a fan now. When I'm a fan, I'm saying I think we're better than half the teams that are rated. And I made that statement yesterday, and then if we play a rated team, they'll probably play that. Would we like to be rated? Yes. Are we rated? No. If we win tomorrow, will we be rated next Monday? I don't know. But I do know if we keep winning, then eventually we're going to get rated. We've beaten some pretty good teams. Does it have a body of work to merit us being rated? Probably. But we haven't gotten caught up in it. I've not mentioned it one time in the locker room about we're not rated. Here's what we have to do to get rated.
Maybe you should start scheduling Harvard.
Good idea. I'm going to get them right over their final exams. Maybe they'll leave two of them home.
Coach, this is a big rivalry week with the women playing the USD also. Was there any talk of having a doubleheader? Did you guys, is that out of your control, sort of, you and Coach Burns, or is there any talk of doing that?
I'm only worried about making sure the bus is on time, and I hadn't given it a thought, but it's not a bad thought. That's not a bad thought, and I don't know that any of us have ever talked about doing it, but that would make for even more excitement. So that is a thought.
James, is this a dangerous game in the sense that USD has so much to gain from this? I mean, the program's been down the last few years. They haven't had a lot of positive publicity in the last year, and this is their one chance maybe to show San Diego that maybe they shouldn't be in shadows as much.
I definitely think it could be a dangerous game for a team that maybe doesn't respect their opponent and isn't ready to play. But for this team, I think we treat every opponent like it's a top 25 team, and I think we're going to come out with high energy, and I think we're going to play, just play Aztec basketball, and I think we're going to be ready to play. So.
You sound like a coach. Do you want to be a coach?
I want to just worry about playing for now, and then after that, we'll see where it takes me.
That was pretty good.
He had the script to memorize before he walked in here, and he's doing a pretty good job of it, too. Last year, the score was 34-28 at halftime, and it probably was a closer game than that. And we had a doggone really, really, really good team last year and a good team early last year. This is going to be a competitive game, and we know that. And we've watched tape, and we know that we better come ready to guard for 35 seconds and not turn the ball over. And when we get a shot, we're going to need to make open shots.
Steve, you talked about that MVS program. Does it then bother you when your team's improving that we're almost sitting on the eve of you being dropped to a lower conference?
Says who?
Those inevitable sources.
I'm ready for San Diego, and all the things swirling around with conferences. I have great confidence in our administration that they know what they're doing. I have great confidence in our basketball program that if we stay where we are in an ever-changing Mountain West Conference, that we'll be able to adapt. If we go to a completely new conference, what would that bring to us with both pluses and challenges? I know one thing, that if we go to a new conference, one plus potentially is Pandora's box being opened up for us from television, with the ability to attract through ESPN and nationally ranked teams and national teams, big name teams from not just West, but from all over, that I believe we could get in here for a nationally televised game. So we will make it work regardless of whether we're in a Mountain West Conference like we are this year with no BYU and Utah, or next year with no TCU, or if we're in another league entirely.
Does having a few games in a national scale beat having a wide array of games on a lower scale?
We're going to have a schedule that will allow us to continue to grow our basketball program, and depending on where we are, will depend on when we play those games. So I'm not losing sleep over that.
Do you have an idea of where you might end up? I'm assuming you talked to Jim Sterling and stuff about it. It sounds like the East is going to deal with football. Do you know where you might end up, or is it still completely in the air?
I am not certain what's going to happen. Let's wait for the first domino to fall. I have had multiple discussions with everybody from President Hirschman to Jim Sturk to our coaching staff, and we try not to play the what if. We're going to say, okay, we'll be prepared. I've done some other things behind the scenes to help prepare me and prepare us, so I'm confident that our program is going to continue to be on the firm footing that it is right now. We've got a lot of people that have great respect for us. We've won over 25 games for 3 straight years, 25 or more games. We will continue to play the Arizonas and the USCs and the Cal Berkeleys of the world out here, and I think we'll have a greater opportunity to attract some Midwest, East Coast, Big 12 type schools on a more regular basis. Potentially we will with a greater TV contract.
As far as recruiting goes, do you think it will help or hurt or not do anything differently if you're in a different conference?
Recruiting is the lifeblood of any program. When I came here, people said, you can't get anybody to go there. So I'm not going to get caught up in, well, if you go here, you do that, you can't get anybody to go there. We're going to get guys to come here. Everybody wants to win, and we're going to win. Everybody wants to be on TV, we're going to be on TV. Everybody wants to play a certain style, we play that way. We've got way too many pluses to get hung up too much on a whole lot of things. We have to have a game plan, and we'll have a game plan. I promise you we will.
Anything else for Coach? Did they ask your advice on this?
My input has been requested. Yes.
And your input was?
I'm going to stay silent on that one right now.